Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I have all the things to chat about today, and what a better way than to start out in a painty way, right? So if you are brand new here, if you would follow, like, comment, and share Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs on the following social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and then ask to join our private Facebook group, Stitch Along with Anne Facebook group and Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group. For all things Anne and artsy, be sure to go to AnneCorbiere-ScottDesigns.com. And then if you want to just chat with me, and not in one of these groups, because you can chat with me there all the time, send me an email at AnneCorbiere-ScottDesigns@gmail.com. So let's get started, shall we? Everybody, well, number one, everybody make sure you have a big water. And then, I'm going to start out with, good morning, Valerie. I'm going to start out this morning with just a piece of watercolor paper first. So I had this dream, a very colorful dream, and then I saw this girl who was making these confetti pumpkins, I think. And so I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I saw another girl who did something kind of similar. And so it's kind of a color blocking sort of exercise. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to turn it this way. So I have this big sheet of regular watercolor paper. You can see that I like cold press. I like lots of texture in my watercolor paper. So I'm going to take my water and get these all activated. Well, at least start the activation process, right? So I told you that through the month of October, we're going to have something called, we're going to call it Arttober. We're going to create backgrounds. So I was thinking about that because I will be not here next Thursday. So I thought, let's do a couple of extra backgrounds, because we usually do backgrounds on Thursdays through October. So let's play with that a little bit more, so we don't miss a week. And then on that first Thursday in November, we're going to create our art journaling, our Halloween art journaling entry in our art journal. So this one, I'm just going to create a background, but this one's going to be a background for cards. So I have my water kind of working on my paints here. I'm going to put in a couple of brushes. I've got some flats and a filbert, but I think I want to start with that big flat first because I want to cover some big areas. So we're going to be doing lots of, so I'm just working that water into that paint. This purple I've used so much. I just love it. So we're just going to start making some kind of short strokes. And because I have kind of a limited amount of this color, I want to get some all over my paper before before I move on to another color. And you can see the difference, what happens when, oh, I'm so sad this color's almost gone. I just love it. Durango. So I had this colorful dream. They're the best, aren't they? Are you a dreamer? I am absolutely a vivid dreamer. Okay, let's see. All right. So we got that going for us, right? And look at, I'm getting some really cool, like, as the paint kind of separates on itself. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Okay, let's bring out, let's see. Let's kind of keep with that big wide brush. Okay, we have chlorophyll here that we haven't used as much, so obviously, as Durango. I'm just going to work that water into that color. Then I'm going to do kind of the similar thing. This is a good warm-up exercise, that's for sure. And I'm just going to start building more background. A bit more water. And this is all a big old experiment, you guys. Let's see where it takes us, shall we? Maybe it would be better if I did it sideways. I don't know. Oh, absolutely, you can order just that color. But I think I want to order, like now that I've used this dot card, I feel like I might want to order bigger versions. That's what I love about handmade watercolors, is that you can often order a single color, or you can order a dot card like this one, test those out, see if you really like them, and then move on. I really like them, so, you know, that works in my favor. Let me clean off some of that color. Good morning, Denise. Okay, let's come in with this. That one's pretty too. Just really work that. Water into and I'm just really trying to be random. I like a dot card because I can play with combinations of colors. And you know, every handmade watercolorist is different, right? Everybody has a different process, and I kind of love that. I love that the texture is really shining through. That's making me all kinds of happy. Okay. I think I want to dry this layer and then move on to some other colors. So I'm kind of feeling I think I might want to I don't know, maybe I'll bring in all of the colors. Maybe I'll just do Halloweenish colors, like purples and greens and orange, right? I kind of like that, but I just love the colors on this palette. And it is 12D Vibrant Collection. That is those are kind of my colors. I like nice bright colors. And when they dry, oh my gosh, I love when they just kind of separate and I get lots of cool, just interesting vibes, you know? So like I said, I saw this, so I had this dream about bright colors and kind of a color blocking, mark making vibe. And then I saw that girl who did confetti pumpkins and they were really cool. And I saw somebody else who did something kind of similar, not on pumpkins, but, it's a style that's kind of been around, but mostly people do it with acrylics. But I thought, what would happen if we did the same kind of technique with watercolors? What would happen? I don't know. And you know, I love me an artsy background juxtaposed with a more refined piece of art. So my idea is that I want to practice this technique on this big background, and then I want to kind of do the same technique inside of this cat right there. I just have this big idea. Oh, I think we're almost there. So I can use thicker than 90-pound cardstock or watercolor paper for this piece because I'm not running it through my printer. This piece is going to be the base for some other creations, cards, or I don't know, whatever I kind of dream up. All right, let's see. Let's come in. Let's get this, the kind of violet. Violet, you're turning violet. Really work that water into this flora. Good morning, Joni. So just continue to fill in space with blocks of color. Yeah. And you see that it's okay if things overlap, because in the end it's all going to kind of overlap. And it's just such a good warm-up exercise. And you have something to show for it. Do you know what I mean? You have this beautiful piece. It's starting to come together. It's making me so happy. Okay. Let's turn. I just want to bring lots more colors in. Get some more water. Let's bring a blue in. This deep sea or sweet water. Good morning, Tam. So we're just creating kind of a background today. And then I want you to, so we're all going to, I don't know how long this is going to take. I told myself I wasn't going to put any kind of time restraints on myself this morning. That once we do this piece, then we can transfer this technique to other substrates, right? But for right now, we're just going to concentrate on this. There we go. I'm gonna sit back for a second and look and see if I missed any spots. I think I'm all right. Let's get one more. Okay. Then let's do, oh, everybody take a drink. 64 ounces. I kind of am digging this in these shades. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe not bring the orange into this. Maybe keep it these dreamy kind of oceany colors. So let's go into deep sea. Deep blue sea is the next color. Look how pretty that is. And you see my brush strokes are really quite wonky. They're not in any particular order. They're not precisely lined up. They're just brush strokes, right? Because this is going to be this will just serve as our first layer. We're going to put more layers on top of this. And I'm really liking the all the different shades of colors, all the different values of colors, all of the different, like, just slight variations of colors. I'm kind of digging that. Let's see. Okay, go back, and we're so slightly. Okay, now I think I'm going to change brushes at this point, like change brush sizes, because I still have another green that I can play with, and I can start to bring in more colors. Not more colors, but more of the same colors. I can bring in like our next layer of these colors. And you could certainly do this on an art journal page. If you're doing it in your composition book, I would certainly coat with watercolor ground, so that you have something that's going to grab this color, that, you know, the watercolor ground adds tooth to whatever your substrate is. And that's going to make a big difference in your, like, how much color you can layer on it, because this is a kind of a layery effect. Oh, there's one really wet spot over here. Let's try and get that as dry as possible. Oh my gosh, these colors are so dreamy. Oh my gosh, I can't believe... Hey, Sue, how are you this morning? I can't believe we forgot to talk about the passing of Ethel Kennedy. That's awfully sad, isn't it? She was the last survivor of that era of Kennedys. I thought that was... She was 96. What a life. What a life she had. And what a woman, you know? She raised 11 children on her own because Bobby was assassinated so young. Everybody take a drink. Okay, let's see. Let's come in and start building more layers. So now I'm going to bring this filbert that I have. Oh, look at this pretty color that kind of happened because my green and my purple mixed. Let's see what we get with that. It was a very sad day, Valerie. You're right. So make those little happy accidents work for you. You know? So I'm going to go kind of up different directions now. I'm just starting to fill in. However, layers and layers and layers of color. Don't you love that? And this is such a, oh my gosh, this is such a calming technique. And I always need a calming thing, especially first thing in the morning. And I got kind of a funny sleep last night, so I could use some calm this morning. Oh, I'm loving that. It's making me so happy. It's making me so happy. I hope yours is bringing a smile to your face too. Okay, let's get some down here. Okay, now let's come in with one of those greens. Oh my gosh, so this morning I was listening to Mending Beautifully, and she was talking about how she was driving into work and she heard a song by, I think it was Kenny Rogers, and she said, like, she got kind of teared up about it, and she said then she realized that she used to listen to Kenny Rogers with her grandmother, and they would sing, and she just had like music and memory moment, you know. And we've talked about that before, about sense memories, like sense of smell memories, sense of taste memories, when you see something in it, but hearing something, that's just as strong. So then I was thinking about that when a song popped in my head. And it's a song I used to sing to my child when he was little. And it was Good Morning Sunshine, or Starshine, excuse me, by Oliver. And so I just texted him that this morning. And so that's why that's the one I chose to put on my post this morning. It was just in my head. Anyway, she was talking about how music can be so connected with emotion and memories. And so I just wondered if, if you guys had some songs that kind of do that to you, that they kind of, evoke things like that. Okay, I'm going to take another drink and ponder which green I'm going to use next. I'm thinking I might want to bring this deeper green that I haven't used yet. It's just kind of bringing a whole different vibe, isn't it? Absolutely. So many, Tam. It's such a powerful thing, I think, music, I mean, it's just another form of the arts, right? So it's, I don't know about the addition of this green, you guys. It's feeling quite, it's bold. But that's all right. We'll just make it work like we always do, right? And maybe it kind of wakes things up a little bit. There we go. Let's do a little there. Sometimes if I turn it, then oh my gosh, that's so cool, Keels. I love that song. I love that song. It's so funny. I remember I used to sing it to him in the morning. But I also, he had like a whiteboard in his bathroom. And so I told you, my mom was the queen of the positive affirmations. And so she often had just index cards on our bathroom mirror. And so I used that whiteboard the same way. I would write the lyrics to Good Morning Starshine. And other positive affirmations. Okay. I have this big space here. Let's come in with this deeper blue. Now I'm going to be imagining you, little songbird Keely, singing that song. I love that. It is, I know, but just pick one. Do you know what I mean? Just pick one, Sue. That's what I did. I just picked one that just kind of popped in my head. It's not like that has to be your only song, right? I like that I've got so many variations of colors on here. Highs and lows and lights and darks. I'm loving that. And clean that off my brush. Oh my gosh, Keels, that's... Oh my gosh, yeah. That's always a weird thing, isn't it? We moved when I was going into the 3rd grade, which was, and it was, I remember very vividly, what do I want to say? Oh, I'm seeing 2 big spots that need to be filled in with color. I remember very vividly being the odd person out. Do you know what I mean? Let's come over here with chlorophyll. Whoop. So like I said, there's no right or wrong for this process. We're just doing lots of color blocking. Okay. So we've got this, right? Let's get rid of this paint that's on my brush. So let's fill in some there. I mean, it's okay to have some white showing, just because that's going to give you a little bit of cool contrast, right? Okay, so now once these are dry, I'm going to come in with a round brush, and I want to do more layers. So I can do that a couple of different ways, right? So I can do some mark making on top of some of these pieces that I've already painted. Right? So you could do all of the flora the same. You could do different. You could do whatever you want. All right, we're just adding more and more and more visual interest. I saw a thing that reminded me of Lori this morning that talked about a little stretch for our hands. So let's take our hands and let's put our fingers way out wide, spread them out, spread them out, spread them out, spread them out, and then make a fist. And then repeat. Spread them out, spread them out, spread them out, and then make a fist. And repeat. And make a fist. Oh, my fingers feel so lovely. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about, so remember the other day, we had talked about that Tammy and Raylyn and I went to Dick Blick, and I wanted to share what I got. So I haven't played with these yet, but look at these. So these were in the cabinet with like the Posca pens, and they are Edding, and they are acrylic markers, but the end. So I got yellow and black. I don't know why I picked those colors. I don't know, but look at the tip. So do you see? It's kind of like the paint will come out of that little rectangular opening. I don't know if you can see that on that end, and then on this end. I guess so, Tam. I don't know what I would. I don't know. I know, like, I was bothered because they didn't have a bright pink. You know, whatever. Okay, and here's the other end. Look at this. This is like a long, skinny slot kind of thing that the paint will come through. So I'm anxious to play with those. And these kind of, there, kind of snaps on. Anyway, those two. And then I got lots of, I always get me some microns and white gel pens and black gel pens, and I did. And then these are the new Posca colors that I got. So I think that Keely got some of these in, she got a set when Keely and Peggy and I went to an art store that turned out to be the graffiti store. Do you remember I told you that? So we were not their demographic, but they appreciated our purchases. Anyway, Keely got a set of Poscas that were like earth tones. And I believe these 3 were in that. And I have some big plans for some November stuff with these colors. And look at this gorgeous lavender. So, got those Poscas. And then I got these rainbow pencils. I've talked about this when I'm talking about Back to Art School 102. If you are unable to find the swirl, they do look something from the graffiti store, don't they? Anyway, if you've signed up or you're thinking about signing up for Back to Art School 102, it's this Saturday live, but remember, all of my classes are saved. They're all recorded, so you can watch them at any time. Anyway, I have so many ideas to share with you, because this time I'm doing 3 school supplies that we're going to be making art with. Elmer's glue, rainbow or swirl colored pencils, and highlighters. Oh my gosh, so much fun. So much fun. Anyway, I bought a couple of these so that I could share with you the same techniques that we're going to do with our swirl colored pencils. These that you can do with these rainbow pencils also. And these were like $1.49 at Dick Blick. Anyway, that's what I have to share with you about that stuff. But I also have to share with you mail call stuff. So I got the cutest, and everybody's going to remember this. Look at this envelope from Tessa. Stop it right this minute. Look at, she's got the Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Ichabod Crane. Everybody remember Ichabod Crane? I love that. Anyway, and then this Halloween Forever stamp. Love that, love that, love that. And then, oh, I shouldn't show her address. Sorry about that, Tess. Anyway, and then, look at this. I'm sure everybody's seen this online because she posted it on her social media, and then I reposted it on my social media. And this is so funny. She asked me when I was drawing the this art printable, she was like, can you draw something that has small pieces and big pieces, but that I can fit within these postage stamp areas of this die? And so I drew some small, but then look at, she made them fit. I love it. And then she wrote me, she knows how much I love Halloween. Then I also, another piece of mail from Tessa. Do you remember on National Dot Day, we did this technique where we took our artsy papers and we cut out circles, and then look, she's added some marker dots, and then she just says, a line is a dot that went for a walk. You know who wrote that? Oh, and look at, she's got, oh my gosh, and then she's got one of those, oops, I shouldn't show her address again, sorry, Tess. One of these stamps. Has everybody gotten these stamps, these smiley face pin, they're all like pin back artwork. This one says hello and it's a smiley face. Anyway, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And then finally, I got this box from Peggy, and she always sends me some kind of little treasure. And look at this. Okay, so in here, and look on the back of the box, it says joy, right? And then inside of the box, there's this little tag that says bloom. Oh, that's going on something. And then this tag, stop it right this minute. It's got some texture on here. It's got some, looks like some tissue paper. Oh my gosh. I love it so much. And then, shut it. Look at this foam stamp that says joy. Oh, you know I'm gonna be using this in like nobody's business. So I'm going to have to ask her, like, did you make it? Did you buy it? If you bought it, where'd you buy it? Blah, 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 blah. All the questions. And then her packing materials are usually pretty artsy too. So she rolled up this piece. Shut up. That's coming to that's coming to an art project near you. And then this one, I don't know if it's artsy. Oh, it is artsy. Oh, it's two. It's two. Look at that. Her packing materials are always really artsy too. And this one kind of has a sheen. That's pretty. And then let's look at this one. Yes! So these are all going to be part of some new artsy creation. Those are the best. Those are the best kinds of artsy bits and bobs. Okay. So I have some mark making here, and I'm really digging that. So I'm just going to continue with this, and it looks like we might need to continue with this background on Thursday because, like I said, I've got some ideas that I want to like more things that I want to create with this kind of a background. So I'm not going to be mad that I didn't finish it within class time, because that's kind of sometimes that's how it goes, right? And all good things take time. Mr. Van Gogh said that. So I'm just adding this. And I will work on these over the next couple of days. Right? Oh, I have some bits and bobs. Oh, I have so many things to talk to you about, and I don't know that I've talked to you about hardly any of them. Oh, I saw this thing, so let's talk about this. And there were a couple of them that I thought, oh, like I feel like I might need to put that in, I might need to put this one on a art journal entry. It says October Mindset. Never say more than necessary. I'm a little bit of a chatty Cathy, so that's one that I kind of need to work on, I think. I'm really working hard at trying to not just fill the dead silence. Sometimes I feel the need to do that, and then I'm like, that's not necessary. Don't allow your emotions to overpower your intelligence. Come on with that one, right? Lower your expectations from others. That was a good one. Let your success do the talking. "10 people, 10 different opinions. Stop pleasing." Remember, your haters are your fans. That one, I feel like I need to ponder a bit. Don't be afraid to say no. Well, that's a big one. Don't aspire to be perfect. Know your truth and be okay with someone else not believing you. That was a good one too. I just felt like, you know what? We could all use that. That's for sure. Okay. I gotta let that sit, and while I ponder that, I'm gonna pull out the comfort book. But first, I'm gonna take a drink, and so are you. There we go. Let's see. The most important kind of wealth. In 1981, American philosophy graduate Stephen Callahan found himself adrift in the Atlantic for 76 days. He had been sailing a sloop he had designed and built, the Napoleon Solo. He was 7 days into a voyage from Cornwall to Antigua. One night during a storm, the boat was hit by a whale. The boat was quickly flooded and started to sink. Callahan escaped into an inflatable life raft, but also managed to hold his breath and dive down into his boat for a few times to get hold of essential supplies. The supplies included a small amount of food, navigation charts, flares, a spear gun, and a sleeping bag. He was then set entirely adrift from the boat. He was 800 miles west of the Canary Islands, but heading in the opposite direction. He had enough food and water to last him only a few days. He fished with a spear gun and made water with a solar still, a contraption that evaporates salt water and distills it and then purifies it. It took him days to get it working properly. There were many moments of dashed hope. For instance, on the 14th day, he saw a ship and lit a flare and thought he had been seen, but no such luck. He saw other ships, but again no one saw him, and soon he was south of the shipping lanes, heading into hotter and hotter weather. The discomfort was immense. The hunger, the thirst, the heat, the saltwater sores on his skin. Mentally, according to his own accounts, it was also tough. Not just the continuous threat of sharks, but his own thoughts. I had a lot of time to think, and I regretted every mistake I'd ever made, he told the Guardian newspaper in 2012. I was divorced, and I felt I had failed at human relations generally, at business, and now even at sailing. I desperately wanted to get through it so that I could make a better job of my life. 50 days in, and things were looking hopeless. He had spent over a week trying to keep the damaged raft afloat with a pump, but he had no more energy. He broke down. He pulled himself together just enough to find a way to temporarily fix the raft. Then his contraption to purify his water broke. He knew logically he was going to die, as he only had 3 cans of water left. He felt his mind, as well as his body, shutting down. He had lost a third of his weight. He had nothing else to give. His use of flares and beacons had triggered no rescue attempt. I could feel all the people who had ever been lost at sea around me. At some point, he threw discarded fish guts back into the sea, which caused seabirds to hover above him. The seabirds drew the attention of some fishermen from Guadeloupe, archipelago. They found Callahan on his 76th day on his raft and took him to shore, where he would eventually recover in the hospital. Although the ordeal was terrifying and nearly cost him his life, Callahan didn't regret having gone through it, and it never put him off sailing. In his book, Adrift, 76 Days Lost at Sea, he writes of how he no longer regrets his life and how he has learned to be grateful. My plight has given me a strange kind of wealth, the most important kind. I value each moment that is not spent in pain, desperation, hunger, thirst, or loneliness. Even more remarkable is his memory of beautiful moments within his ordeal. The sight of a clear, starry night sky overwhelmed him with awe, a view of heaven from a seat in hell. The end. That was a good one, wasn't it? That was a good one. Okay. So I have this idea. I've just got like 3 minutes left. I have this idea that I want to continue on with my mark making, but then I want to start to kind of layer, and not just with mark making. I don't know, like maybe I just want to layer or maybe this is a form of mark making, I don't know. So I'm going to just continue this piece. But then, like I said, I want to show you what I'm going to do on some other pieces, and you can be working on this, and then we can take it back up on, excuse me, on Thursday. So I have this cat. That I want to paint in a similar fashion. And maybe this spider too. So I'm going to just show you kind of what I was thinking, and then we can take it back up on Thursday. But what I'm thinking is I want to do kind of that same color blocking technique, right? But within this piece. And remember, you can overshoot the edge because we're going to be fussy cutting this anyway, right? Right, so there's my first layer. Right, so now let's come back in, clean up our brush. I stuck my finger right in it. Dang it. I'll fix it. So here's the thing. You can pick and choose whatever colors you want. So like I could make this cat. I need a clean paper towel. Look at this poor paper towel. But it got wet, and so I've been kind of using it as a little bit of a... So I could do this one. How can I make it a little bit different? Because this isn't going to go on top of this background. This is going to go on something else. I just want to play with the technique. So I'm going to try Shine, which is that gorgeous kind of a lime green. There we go. Oh, loving that. And how cool is it going to look when it's fussy cut? Because it's going to be totally, it'll take on a whole different vibe, right? When it's like just bits and pieces, which I kind of dig. Right? Mm-hmm. So you guys get the idea, right? So, so cut out a cat and a spider and do the same kind of technique, and then just continue to work on our background. I have all kinds of ideas for that. But I'm loving this, and I'm feeling like I might want to do like maybe an orange in there instead of a purple. Although, I don't know. I'm running out of purples. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk I'd be such a purple freak? But I am. Or maybe this yellow. That might be kind of cool. Kind of mid-century funkiness. Anyway, I will bid you adieu. And I will hope that you're painting. And I will see you tomorrow in Stitch Along with Anne. Well, I am still stitching away on my Scaredy Cat, but I'm going to work on it today so that I'm further ahead before tomorrow. I'm waiting for my my fall patterns to come in the mail. Can't wait for that. Anyway, I adore you all. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy life to just make art with me. Thanks so much, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.